bugles. They got bugles. A little bit of history of these structures. The two main important and famous structures over here in Temple Mount, if you come a little bit over here, you'll be able to actually see it and see its beauty. Okay. Now you can see on one hand the Al-Aqsa Mosque and on the second hand the Dome of the Rock. Which is which? What is the meaning of that name, the Dome of the Rock? What is the rock there?
That's where Abraham was going to sacrifice Isaac.
You're correct. So don't forget that we are standing on Mount Moriah. The reason Mount Moriah became a sacred place to begin with, because this is where the crucifixion of Isaac took place. According to the Jewish tradition, the rock on which the sacrifixion took place is the foundation rock. This is where the creation began from. Where was that rock? It was in the sanctuary of the two Jewish temples. Where is it today? Right in the center of this mosque. Okay, so you can see how sacred places and sanctity passes and influences each other, okay, in the religions. So that is why it's called the Dome of the Rock. This is what is right in the center of this beautiful mosque that we see next to us. The Al-Aqsa Mosque, what's the meaning of Al-Aqsa? Al-Aqsa in Arabic means the border or the edge. Okay? According to one of the chapters in the Quran, Muhammad comes to a place called Al-Aqsa, and it doesn't mention what that place is. It's simply called Al-Aqsa. Muhammad arrives over there on this mythological animal. Some believe it was a kind of a winged horse. He ties it downstairs and walks up, and from there he goes up to heaven and brings the law of Islam. Okay, so when was Al-Aqsa identified as this place over here? A little later than the time of Muhammad, when the first Muslim conqueror of Jerusalem arrives over here, Omar, when he realizes that this is the holiest place in the eyes of Judaism, first of all, he clears the trash dump that was here, remember? And then he had a second problem, and it was an internal political problem within the Muslim empire. By then, I'm talking about approximately 100 years after the times of Muhammad, the Muslim empire was ruled from two different centers. One in the south, Saudi Arabia, Mecca and Medina. The other one in Damascus. Okay? Now there was a quarrel between, they were enemies, basically, these two kingdoms, and therefore the people that lived in the north, in Damascus, couldn't do the pilgrimage to Mecca and Medina, which is a very serious problem because Muslims are obligated to do it at least once a lifetime. Okay? So if they cannot go to Mecca and Medina, Omar actually needed to find some kind of substitute for that Hajj. And therefore, he identifies this place that we already know it's a sacred place as Al-Aqsa, the edge of the Temple Mount is where we see nowadays this mosque. Both of them were built in the same time, but this structure of the Dome of the Rock is standing in its original form. The Al-Aqsa Mosque, though, was rebuilt 3 times during the history. It was destroyed or damaged, heavily damaged by earthquakes again and again. What's the difference then? Why wasn't that structure damaged? Well, first of all, because it's standing on the place of the temple, so it's a holy place. But not only for that, there's even a logical explanation for that, and that is the fact that this structure is standing on the Temple Mount itself, okay, on the Mother Rock. While right now we are in an extension of the Temple Mount that was made by King Herod the Great. So we are actually standing on arches that support this part of the Temple Mount, and therefore it is much less stable and much more sensitive to motion than the rock, the Dome of the Rock is. Okay?
معلش يطلع لنا واحد ملاكم يخزقنا كله او واحد في السوق.
I didn't. No. Can you tap? Maybe just because I'm close. Do it. You hear it?
Very, very different description. Different God, and what they say. That's what Berlin, if you think of Jesus when he was 12. Imagine that. Imagine Mary and Joseph searching down there for Jesus for a couple days. And this is where they found him. Up here, in the temple courtyard. It says they found him in the temple courtyard. He was sitting among the teachers, listening to them and asking them questions. His understanding and his answers stunned everyone. When his parents saw him, they were shocked, and his father asked him, "Son, why have you done this to us? Your father and I have been worried sick looking for you." And Jesus said to them, "Why were you looking for me? Didn't you realize that I had to be in my Father's house?" That was right here. How often did Jesus teach you? You can see why, right? The massive courtyard, this area, the crowds that would gather just to hear Jesus teach up here in this very plaza. The woman caught in adultery, remember that story? that whole exchange happened up here. It says that Jesus returned to the Mount of Olives, but early the next morning he was back again at the temple. The crowd was gathered and he sat down and talked. And as he was speaking with the teachers of the religious law and the Pharisees, the woman who had caught him in adultery put her in front of the crowd. Teacher, they said, Jesus, this is the one who committed adultery. The law, Moses says it's too stone. What do you say? They're trying to trap him with saying something they could use against him. But Jesus stooped down and wrote in the dust with his finger. He kept demanding an answer, so he stood up again and said, all right, but let the one who never sinned throw the first stone. And he stooped down and wrote in the dust. When the accusers heard this, they slipped away one by one, beginning with the oldest, until Jesus was left in the middle of the crowd with the woman. And Jesus stood up again and said to the woman, where are your accusers? Didn't even one of them condemn you? No, Lord, she said. And Jesus said, neither do I. Go and sin no more. Right here. Yesterday I recorded a sermon on the Mount of Olives, pointing down at the plaza about the widow's mite. That story. Jesus sitting in this plaza. Jesus loved the people watching this plaza, especially around the treasury. He just loved watching people give. Because God loves seeing generosity in us. That's something that we inherit from God, our generosity. And so he's watching that widow dropping her 2 mites. That happened here. Or the flipping of tables happened here. Friday when Jesus died, the eclipse and the earthquake and the temple veil tore. The temple veil was impressively large. In fact, it took multiple priests to move that thick, large veil. And yet it was ripped down the middle. It would have happened right up there, right where the Dome of the Rock sits, is where the temple veil tore. Because when Jesus had cried out again in a loud voice, he gave up his spirit. And at that moment, the curtain of the temple was torn in two from top to bottom, symbolizing God is no longer separate from his people. That Jesus is our high priest. One of the things that I believe is that Pentecost happened up here as well. So Solomon's Portico is up here. This is a meeting spot for a lot of pilgrims. They could come and they could stay here, but there's also good places to meet. There was a big porch with a roof over it. And Acts says that the Christians, the early Christians, after Jesus had ascended, were gathering daily for prayer. And we believe that would have happened up here. And it only makes sense that the early Jesus followers were congregated up here when the Holy Spirit came upon them, because it was a very public thing. My people started wondering, why are those people over there? Tongues of fire, why are they speaking in different languages? It would have been a very public thing, so it only makes sense that Pentecost, the church, was birthed from this very spot right here. Recently, they're doing excavations, and we'll see when we go down to the temple steps today, but they're doing excavations around this area, and they recently found 70 mikvahs around the Temple Mount, especially around the steps where you come into the temple courtyard. And so I know some critics have said, well, on the day of Pentecost, 3,000 people were baptized and joined the church. How do you baptize 3,000 people in one day? Well, if you have 70 mikvahs, at the very least that we found all around here, we talk about one big baptism day, just people cheering all over this area as people are getting baptized, person after person, with cheering after cheering. Pentecost would have started, I believe, right here. So much of Scripture is fulfilled in this area. So I encourage you to just kind of drink that in, because again, when you go back home and you read through the Scripture, lots of the times your mind is going to come to this very place. As Yael said, some of the large stones that we walked on would have been original in the Second Temple period. Imagine Jesus himself walking on those stones, or sitting on those stones as he taught, or just sitting on those stones and watching the widow give her 2 mites into the offering boxes. So again, drink it in. I know there's lots of history when it comes to Islam, and a lot of people get into that because it is history, even though it's something that we don't believe. It is history, but don't be distracted from the Scripture that took place. My hate's gonna come and we're gonna sing and get kicked out. I would love to do that. I'm gonna hand it back over to.
there was a triple gate.
Your shirt's up in the back. Showing everybody your
The priests came from the western side. One, because they had a temple there, they had a neighborhood, they had a separate entrance, and the idea was that while they go in, the people coming in can go to the getting closer to the special event on a Friday noon. Where are all those people going to pray? I mean, there's not enough place in these two mosques for everybody, although they're very, very big. The entire Temple Mount becomes a mosque. People will bring their rugs. They're going to lay them here one next to the other, and this whole place is a praying area. Yeah, it's really impressive when you see the pictures, right? Both men and women can pray in Islam. Women will have a separate place, but they can go into the mosque and they can pray.
Raise your hands and keep it up.
The entire dome with these golden bricks. Until then, it was black, just like the Al-Aqsa Mosque. The beautiful, beautiful decorations that you can see on the outside of this mosque were renovated during the 16th century. Jerusalem, Suleiman the Magnificent, the Ottoman Sultan, brings over here the Armenians that were famous for their ceramic work. You're going to see some of it today in the Old City as well. So the Armenians were brought over here to prepare all these beautiful ceramic decorations around the Dome of the Rock. Many, or actually the majority of the population of the Armenian quarter nowadays comes to live here. They brought over here for the tradition. The Armenians are Christian. Their bases are church. People, it really is a beautiful place, and I would like to give you some time to just wander around George and to look at it. So it is now 5 to 9. What do you say, about 15 minutes or 20 minutes? How much? 15 minutes? Okay. An hour? Sure. No problem.
No, that's the thing. Yeah, he steered them off track. But with this revival that's coming, the Lord's bringing them back.
Fresh juice, orange juice, granite juice.
I'll take it. We'll take it.
And I just want a little bit sauce. This one has good taste. Better than this like thick juice. Maybe we'll take a
Pomegranate.
Oh wow, that's
Pomegranate juice.
great. That was squeezed just right now.
We're both already drinking it.
Pass it around.
This is Arabic. Arabic is being just like it was right. It's delicious.
And if you're going to ask me what street I was in, it's the answer because I don't read on
Oh, come on. Come on. Come on.
Jewish Israelis don't do Arabic, which is bad. I think it should be a bit of correct. Both people and Arabic. I think the same in the United States. Spanish and English. Okay, guys, we're going to go down over here to the right hand side.
Här är väl, ja just det, det är så pass långt det här. Eller,
Ja, vänta nu. Nu tittar jag kanske.
det är väl där va? Ja, det ska vara
Ja, Golgata ligger här.
här någonstans. Här någonstans. Ja. Jag vet inte, de har inte
Via
Dolorosa.
Det där ser inte ut att vara riktiga... Det är ju en stor kupol, och den jag tittar på.
What?
No? Anthony, are you the last one? Anthony, are you the last one? No.
Don't take myself seriously.
As they can to the temple or to the location of the temple. Having said that, when people come over here, they leave notes here as well. And one of the advantages that this part of the Western Wall has is that men and women can live together. Unlike in the other part of the Western Wall,
Eu prefiro não, Ricardo. Eu prefiro uma vez Eliezer. Bom, gente.
So this is as far as we can go over here, but look at these stones. Touch these stones. These are the stones of the Temple of Jerusalem.
Essa pedra é mulher, está vendo ela? Uma pedra.
That you couldn't pay in any currency. It needed to be half a shekel. And therefore, they were change books over here. So you came with your money from wherever you came in the world, you changed it to half a shekel, and then you donated it here in the temple. Okay, so when you're thinking about the times of Jesus, about all this commerce going on over here, you can start to understand even the kind of commerce that you had at the time. And yeah, probably a sermon or a preach or somebody teaching over here. We're going to go back down.
See all these buckets? He wants to put more there. Put more pots in.
Have a good trip.
Can we hand you a bucket?
Okay, so most of what
Yeah, we take a picture of you too.
we are going to find, you see, they put buckets, they fill them with the dirt and with stones, okay, and then they will take it out of here, you see. But before it's going to be thrown away, even though they look before they put things in the bucket, before it's going to be thrown away, it's going to go through a sifting process, okay? The same sifting that you guys are going to do tomorrow, okay? When we are going to sift through dirt that was taken out of the Temple Mount. And then what they do after that? Well, they're looking at
He heard the clunk. Ding. He was like,
double or triple check.
or to try and get the finer ground stuff.
Worcestershire.
Why are there so many people here? Okay guys, you're welcome to pick a stair, sit down.
Come sit down.
The arches that you see over there are definitely from the Middle Ages. Okay, these I would say that this is the typical style of staircase. If you look at the marble work of the big window in the center, this is Mameluke. This is from the 14th century, and everything is combined with one within the other. And this is what creates actually the very special character of this quarter. So again, we're walking through the Muslim quarter. As I said, you're going to see here many restaurants, many shops, a lot of business, a lot of life. And we are going to try, we're going to try and walk. Here's the time. All the way up the stairs. Okay, as we walk by, look at the shop over here with the blue door. This is a tahini factory, okay? A tahini factory. There are several professions and workshops that pass on from generation to generation within the family. This is one of them.
Oh, that's plenty. Yeah, no more than that.
Sorry? Because they sell what sells.
All right then.
Just make sure. Okay, guys, when you get to the end of the street, you take a sort of left-right turn. And left again. Now I'm going to stop it all
انت ايش مثلا ارمي البذر على الميه انا
Oh, okay.
I don't know why.
All right.
Are you a Mormon?
Walking with your 4 wives.
Yeah. I was like, am I? Maybe these are all my wives.
Who were the 4 wives?
I know. I didn't think about that.
Tell me who they are.
I was there. I was like, was it the short sleeve? But I didn't have a white shirt.
It's all right, Carlos.
He probably thought you were all my wives.
Oh, that's it.
Kim.
That's it. That's all.
We're walking left, the other one is right next to us over here. And when we're going to go for lunch, I hope you can see those 3 markets that exist until today. One of the interesting things about the state of the day that I over here for Europe, I spent my the architectural style that they was these. The Crusaders turned it into the narrower streets. And they these are not when they the restoration
Okay, the fair show that we made. Some of the shows that they sell over here are handmade in the traditional way. There are strict rules about how you make it, which fabric you can use for it, which decoration are kosher, and therefore these people, it's really a profession. They can make it and make it really a profession. And many of these professions we can find over here. We can find scribers.
There are Americans here, so it might be a little bit difficult for you, but I'm counting on you. Look around, especially for the kids.
The one that we just passed, that was speaking. Yeah. I just laughed at it.
Okay.
Oh no.
This one looks like a good idea.
Aquí falta, ¿qué falta?
¡Ella está comprando! ¡Va a comprar!
Okay, we're going to turn to the left over here. When we do, okay, look, There's one market over here, okay, called the Jewelers Market. We're turning left and immediately you're going to see another street on the right hand side called the Butchers Market.
Sorry, where is the Christian part of the on that direction?
And a third little street right over here. These are the three little markets that were made from the big cargo that used to send here. This is the main market of the old city of Jerusalem. And there's a traffic jam. Okay, this street is The thing about this street it goes between the four quarters. Okay, so it goes between the Armenian quarter on our left side ahead. This is also why when we are looking at pictures of the David Citadel, we see a minaret of a mosque. Okay? What is the minaret of a mosque doing over here? It was actually built for the soldiers that lived over here and watched over the city. And finally, in the days of the British Mandate, in the beginning of the 20th century, 1917 to 1948, this place was used as a prison for political prisoners, both Jews and Arabs that were fighting against the British presence over here. Why is it called the Tower of David then? Does it have anything to do with David?
I don't know.
But this is the city of David. Oh, and so this is how it came to receive that name. Just like the Star of David has absolutely nothing to do with King David either. Wow. No need to go to the gym. Jerusalem is a city where you walk and go upstairs and downstairs all day long.
Jared, right? So it wasn't around one day.
Oh, well, I don't even belong to a gym, so.
When David was here, it was around the city of David.
And then the temple.
Temple Mount, exactly. So I was explaining to the people who were with me yesterday that the way, all the area that we were in, including the stairs that lead to the Temple Mount, were called Ophel. Ophel in Hebrew comes from the word to climb. You need to climb, you need to go up, to elevate in order to get to a sacred place.
Psalms of Ascent.
So,
Psalms of Ascent.
You gotta elevate.
get to the holy place. I like that. You preaching. That'll preach right there.
Rubs on you, you know. Okay. Look at these beautiful stairs. Can you try to guess what this is? Exactly. This is one of several of King Herod's pool, enormous pool. Okay, it's not a mikveh. It is not a swimming pool. It is simply there for the beauty of it. Now, if you take into account the fact that we are in a very dry country, Jerusalem had one water source. By the time Herod got here, it had many aqueducts transferring water from different places to Jerusalem. But when you have these kinds of pools around your palaces, it means two things. First of all, you want to cool the area. Water always cools the entire area. Second, you want to show how powerful you are. And this is exactly what that was the meaning of the existence of these pools over here. Would you guys want to say a few words about the trial of Jesus if we're here?
Yeah, we didn't. So it would have happened around here?
I would guess that it happened around here.
Okay. Let me,
Yeah, what's that? Second.
And he's done.
He's done.